Tech for ID.
Tech for ID.
Tech for ID.
Technology for Indonesia.
Technology for Indonesia.
Technology for Indonesia.
Technology for everyone.
Technology for everyone.
Technology for everyone.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another live Tech Talk session by Tech for ID. And as usual, Tech for ID is bringing us the best speaker on the industry around the globe to share to you about their experience and knowledge on their field of expertise. And today I am Intan going to host today's live session. And we are now already with Mr. Kazi. So today we are going to talk about about the potential of buy now, pay later service in developing countries. And today we are already with Mr. Kazi Hasan. We would love to invite him. Hello,
Hi.
Mr. Kazi Hasan.
Yeah, hi. How are you?
Hello, hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Going good.
Okay, Mr. Kazi Hasan. How are you right now? So you are in Bangladesh.
Yeah, right now I'm in Bangladesh.
How is it going in Bangladesh?
Yeah, so right now the Bangladesh is facing some difficulties due to COVID situation. But still, the people in Bangladesh is very much positive about the life and the economy. So the lockdown situation has been withdrawn by the government partially. So the people are moving around right now and joining their workplaces and also actually engaged in their daily life activities, but maintaining the proper hygiene because as you can see, the death rate and the effect rate of COVID in Bangladesh is very much low. If you consider the other countries like developed countries like France, Italy, USA, even India as well, because the recent news has been actually saying that India has got a huge hit by the COVID, but still we are very fortunate enough that the COVID has not affected us that much in a bad way. So we are lucky.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Kazi. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me, right? All right. So everyone, Mr. Kazi Sazidul Hasan is the founder and CEO of Happy Hub Limited. And we would really love to hear and learn all about the pay later service. So thank you so much for being here, Mr. Kazi.
Yeah.
And for starters, would you please give us a little bit of background of yourself because we would love to know more about you.
Okay. So hi, this is Kazi, the CEO and founder of Happy Hub. And I want to thank you all and Tech for ID team for inviting me here to actually participate in this interactive session. And I'm very much humbled and honored to be part of this program. So if I want to actually just give some brief idea about myself, then actually I'm the guy who is actually from the digital marketing background. I started my career in digital marketing, and I work for a few e-commerce companies in different positions. I work for Daras.com and Coupon.com. These are the significant ones that I work for. So after actually leaving my last job back to 2017, I was thinking to actually to build something by my own, but it should be solve some problem that is faced by me. So in that time, I figured out that the cost of living has been increasing by a significant amount, which is 8.8% in Bangladesh in every year on average. As a result, the middle class and working class people of Bangladesh, as we understand the economy or the income status of the middle class and working class people are very much limited, right? So in that case, whenever we actually try to figure out, I actually relate myself with that experience that that since the cost of everything is increasing, but my income is not that much increasing by proportion to this incremental rate of cost of living. So in that case, I was thinking if we can actually bring some solution for daily life savings, then it can help the people more. And then I started Happy Hub, and also two other co-founders, my two other co-founders, Mr. Said Abu Raihan and Shahadat, Mr. Shahadat actually joined me whenever I approached them to join my vision. And still we are working as a team member and co-founder till today. So this is the thing that how we started the journey. And basically at the end of 2018, we actually launched our beta version as a discount platform. And after actually launching the discount platform, we figured out that the discount itself is not that much scalable in terms of business. Then we moved around and pivoted our business model to cashback model, which is the digital cashback. So right now, Happy Hub is the one of the promising digital cashback platform in Bangladesh, which is giving you or allowing the customers to actually scan their bill receipt in the application and get the cashback in app. And by using those cashback amount, you can do the shopping, you can do the mobile top up by using those balance from that app. So this is how our ecosystem works, and this is how we started.
Thank you so much for the introduction, sir. And we are going to talk about buy now, pay later service tonight. So would you please give us a little bit of explanation and definition what it is?
Okay. So what we understand that buy now pay later is like a short-term loan for you, right? So for if you for your understanding, if we actually think about the credit card EMI services, right? So it's kind of short-term loan, but what it incurs as a customer for you, like the interest rate, and if you miss out the deadline payment, then the interest rate get more higher. And also, if you need or have the credit card, you must have to meet some criteria, right? So this is not like the similar thing, the buy now pay later. The buy now pay later is the more convenient option for the customers, where you are paying through a platform which is providing this kind of services to give you the more flexibility to buy the particular things before you actually have or want to have some interest to buy anything. And by following this kind of trend, you can see that as a customer, you are actually your desires are getting fulfilled very fast, and you don't need any kind of credit cards. You just need to actually engage with that platform that is providing this kind of buy now pay later services. So you don't need to have to pay the banks for credit cards, or you don't need to meet the criteria to get the credit card, because it works like the credit card and provides some EMI facilities, but it has some different dynamics in terms of registering and using those services as a customer. And if we actually talk about the merchant end or the business perspective, the businesses who are actually looking for customer, get the customer in converted in their business in very fast way, then this kind of services actually helps them a lot. Because at the end of the every month, you will see that we are the paid people, right? We actually we draw the salary every month. So at the end of the month, in last week, we sometimes faces that the salary is just finished. So right now we need some short, right? So here the buy now pay later plays a very significant role. So in terms of the buy now pay later service, which is like a short-term loan and works like credit card EMI, but it doesn't incur that much cost to as a customer for you, and also you don't need to have like meets lots of criterias and benchmark like the credit card by getting or having a credit card. So this is what the buy now pay later service is.
That is a very holistic
Yeah.
explanation. Thank you so much for the explanation. And we have seen a lot of buy now, pay later service flourishing everywhere in the world. How did it
Yeah.
start, sir?
Sorry.
So it has been flourishing. The buy now, pay later service has been flourishing everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
And how did it start?
So how did it start? Like in Bangladesh, if we consider this kind of platform opportunity, still there is no
Yeah.
platform in Bangladesh like buy now pay later. But our neighbor country like India and Myanmar already has some buy now pay later platforms like Slice and other platforms. But still, the Bangladesh has lots of potential. If I want to give some brief idea about the Bangladesh, right now Bangladesh has 170 million people, where the more than 110 million people belong from the middle and lower middle class economic class. So in that way, if you think that buy now pay later is highly targeted to the customers who actually range from the middle class and lower middle class. So in that case, if we want to actually see the potential, or if we want to figure out the potential, then Bangladesh has a big opportunity. This is 110 million people, and in 110 million people, if we consider only the 50% will be the potential customer of these, then it's a big amount, right? So 550 million, 55 million people. So in that case, if we want to actually make Bangladesh more flexible in terms of helping the consumers or empower the consumers for their buying to do by any time with a simple platform and actually just going through some simple steps, then the buy now pay later option is the best option for the consumers. And if I want to talk about that, why Bangladesh, then there is not only the population but also the technology adoption. In terms of technology adoption, right now Bangladesh has more than 50 million plus smartphone users, and with having 100 million plus active internet users. So the amount is growing because the Bangladeshi people have trained to adapt the technology very fast because we are more curious as a nation. So in that case, there is a big opportunity, but still there is no platform. But as a platform, Happy Hub, we are trying to figure out to play around this area. And by the mid of 2021 or end of 2021, 2022, we have a plan to actually launch buy now pay later service in our platform to empower the people, to actually empower them in their offline shopping and online shopping as well. So this the opportunity. This is the opportunity for Bangladesh. And if I want to actually add more additional information regarding the market size and all, I just want to give a short idea at the numbers in terms of numbers. Like in Bangladesh, the digital wallet transaction every day is right now is more than 500 million USD. So per day there is 500 million USD transacting through the digital wallet. So you can understand that the adoption of digital wallet and transacting through the digital wallet is very high. So if we consider uh, the potential of buy now pay later option in Bangladesh, it's more than a $1 billion industry, like more than it's like 30-40 billion dollar industry. So it have more opportunity to flourish.
Wow. All right. So besides Bangladesh, how's the development of the buy now pay later service globally?
Okay. So in terms of worldwide, there are some unicorns like Klarna, Afterpay. They are the just if you want to actually set the benchmark, they both of the platforms are doing really fantastic. Recently, Klarna got the unicorn status. In last year, they got the unicorn status and raised more than 100 million USD a few months back. So if we want to actually see the global perspective of buy now pay later option, it's applicable for all over the world because the the, the economic class A, which is the top class of the world, who has the or who has the control over the most of the money in the world, they don't need to have some sort of short loans until or unless it incurs them some kind of tax exemption or any kind of like starting business by taking loans to actually getting the tax exemptions from the banks. But for the middle class and lower middle class, which is the social or economic class B and C, these kind of people have the limited income, right? And in everywhere in the world, we understand this is the people who are belong from this economic class has the highest number. So in the worldwide, these are the actually criteria that we need to meet to encourage or empower the customers to actually go for additional buying for extensive purchase whenever they want to buy. And buy now pay later can help them to do this. And if I want to talk about the understanding of the platform worldwide, like how it can actually evolve over the world. Right now in UK, in Australia, in USA, in Canada, in Germany, even in Singapore, in India, in Myanmar, in Vietnam, there is a buy now pay later platforms. So these kind of countries have the more practice, or that their local platforms are doing really good in terms of business, but eventually this platform will actually spread worldwide. Like MENA, in MENA region, like if I want to talk about the Middle East, right now some of the platforms are started the buy now pay later as well. So it's growing. Actually, it's growing as a service, and it will not be ended, because you understand, as a customer you will be needing short loan at the end of every month.
True, true. That's very, very true. So, after some time running, how does it help people to improve their lives, especially in developing countries?
Okay, so in developing countries, if we want to look at the economic perspective, then we see that as a customer, I want to have a smart TV. For example, at that time, my salary has actually went half. So if I actually need to survive for this month by paying my rent, medical expenses, and food expenses, and all other things, then maybe I am not being able to buy the smart TV right now. But buy now pay later, how it can help the developing countries people, like you are not giving any kind of interest to that platform, and this platform is not incurring any additional charges or the extensive charges from you for missing out the paying out the loan or paying out this credit. So in that case, it empowers you to buy your desired thing right now. If buy now pay later is not there, then I will have to think if my salary actually hit my bank account in next month. If I can save more money, then I can actually buy this product. But in buy now pay later, you are getting the tranche of 60 days, 45 days, 180 days to pay your actually the credit in terms of monthly basis. So it empowers you to not thinking about the taking loan or anything. Just you have to provide, or you have to pay the small amount of credit every month to actually buy your product right now. So it empowers the people in their lifestyle, like improving your lifestyle. Like you can buy anything, even if you want to have food from a shop, like your nearby restaurant. But still, you feel like if you spend $5 for pizza, in next day you will be having some sort of money for other expenses like visiting or transporting to the office. So in that case, buy now pay later can also help by providing you the $5 credit as well. So it works for offline and online both parts. So, and it empowers you to buy your product right now, not thinking about any kind of burden. So this is how it works.
All right, that's so great. I'm actually using that type of service here in Indonesia too.
Oh,
so
great.
it has been
So
a
what
big
is that
help.
platform name? Platform name?
In here I use Shopee Pay Later.
Okay.
So it's basically
Shopee
like a
Pay.
marketplace, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you
I
know
understand
that.
Shopee. Yeah, I understand. I know
Yeah.
about Shopee. This is
Exactly.
also backed by this is also backed by Sequoia Capital and other big investors. Yeah, I know about them.
So talking about that, isn't it a big risk to lend money or give credit to people whom we cannot guarantee they can pay? So how do fintech companies that offer pay later service secure that risk?
So in that case, that if we understand the fintech companies, how they can actually introduce this service, right? The fintech companies have lots of opportunities to play in this area, but the first criteria they see that as a customer, what is your credit rating, or what is your buying behavior, or transaction behavior in their platform, right? So by utilizing that, fintech companies can actually introduce this kind of services very fast. So if they want to play in this area, this can be the best option. Actually, utilize the data of your customers, existing customers, and create a credit rating for them for your platform, and then provide that kind of services like empower them. So this can be the easiest way for the fintech companies to introduce this kind of service.
All right. So, are there certain criteria of people who can use the pay later service? As you also mentioned before, that the companies are trying to use the data of people's behavior of spending and all that. So, is there like the criteria?
Yeah. So because in some countries like Bangladesh, there is no actually credit rating for the consumers. Like as a citizen, I don't have any credit ratings till today. So if Happy Hub wants to introduce this kind of service, then what we will do that we will utilize or analyze that our current user base behavior, that how much they actually got the cashback from our platform and how much they done the expenditure over the period of time. And in that case, we will actually create a ranking of the customers. Like these kind of customers who have the highest amount of expenditure every month is actually get the rank of A. And some kind of customers who have the mid-range of expenditure are B, and who have the low, they will be categorized as C. So the A category customers will get the highest amount of credit in buy now pay later. In the rank B, they will get some kind of sort of cap, like the 500 USD or 300 USD per month, and for the C, maybe it will be 100 to 150 USD per month. So this is how we can actually utilize the data and categorize the customers and provide them the buy now pay later service.
All right. And how do fintech companies that offer this service handle customers who have difficulty paying back?
Okay, so in that case, the best part that the platform can do, start with a small amount with every customer. Like maybe you actually fall in rank A customer who has the highest amount of expenditure in the platform, but still you are not assured, or you are not assuring that you will pay back to the platform, right? But I still believe in you because you have actually shown a great hook in my platform. Okay, as a customer, you are very hooked. So in that case, I can start with you providing you the 50 USD credit in your first purchase. After that, if you meet the criteria and pay back on time, then I can increase the credit amount for you like to 200 USD, because you have already successfully pay back your credit, right? So this is how we can actually go with the trenches for the customers to increase their credit amount by actually encouraging them to pay back the loan very fast. And if the customers pay, then what Klarna and Afterpay does, they provide a significant amount of time, like additional 15 days, 30 days to pay back to them as a customer. So if you fail, then additional charge incurred as a customer to you if you fail to pay them the credit amount. So in that case, this is how every platform can practice. If you fail for the first time and you missed one of the actually trends for paying back your credit, then the platform can give you additional 15 days by understanding that the customer is very loyal to my platform, or he has shown some interest in our platform and have the regular engagement in our platform. So we can give them some 15 days to 30 days additional tranche to pay back to us, right? Without any interest or service fee or charges. So after they miss that, if they miss that, then after the 30 days, we can actually contact them that this is how you are not meeting your credit and paying back to us. So in that time, the platform can charge them additional fee for not paying back to them on time with the credit amount. So this is how actually Klarna and Afterpay actually do the practice in the market. So this is how the other platforms can follow initially. And after the getting the behavior of the customers or their payback time and also understanding that how they are interacting with the platform whenever the payback time is coming, then they can utilize those data and then actually introduce the service-based on their own platform customers' behavior. So until or unless the customer data and payback behavior is tracked or analyzed, the platform Afterpay and Klarna, the system of Afterpay and Klarna can be actually followed.
That is very, very interesting. So after giving some more amount of time, I can see that there's like punishment and reward system there
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is trying to encourage. Yeah, it's really brilliant. It's really, really brilliant. So what financial problems or general problems that Bangladeshis face, whether it came from their financial behavior or socio-economic situation, that will be solved by this buy now, pay later service?
Okay, so in terms of Bangladesh, Bangladesh has right now 20 million bank accounts, like bank account holders, 20 million people, and only 1 million people have the credit cards. So 19 million people only using debit cards. And you understand that in debit cards, you are not going to get any kind of EMI services, right? So these kind of people, if they get the opportunity to use this kind of service, they will be more encouraged to use this kind of platform because it's giving them the feeling of getting the credit card. So it will be more interesting for them as well as the new customers, like who are going to be having the bank account, but still not meeting the criteria of credit cards. They can also have this kind of services. So this kind of service can actually improve the customers' expenditure and also their meeting their desire, as I mentioned earlier, right? And the platform the Bangladeshi people are facing right now is getting the credit card. You must have to meet some criteria. You must have to have some amount of decent amount of salary and lots of things actually needed to actually get credit card, and also the loan, the short-term loan, like 300 USD, 400, 500 USD, or 1000 USD. In terms of loan, you must have to have some kind of backup to show the bank that you can pay back to them. So in that case, many of the customers, like us, are not being able to meet that criteria. So in that case, buy now pay later can help them to actually meet that criteria by providing them the loan whenever they are going to purchase anything. But in terms of financial, like the cash money, in terms of cash money, maybe there is a two platform in Bangladesh right now is working in the short loan is the Shadhin, and another platform, and the name I forgot actually. These two platforms are working on the short-term loan for the customers through the platform. So it's right now it's flourishing in Bangladesh, and the problem has been already recognized by some of the entrepreneurs or the startup founders. So we are working on it. I believe this will be solved very soon, and all the Bangladeshi people will be having the credit service or credit card filling without having any credit card through the platform. So this is what we believe.
This is very, very exciting. And so, is creating this type of fintech business promising in a developing country?
Yeah. So yeah, obviously you can consider it like promising in Indonesia as you using it's already actually helping you to actually meet your own demand, right? So you already understand that what type of feeling you get whenever you are getting the short loan without paying any interest. So this kind of feeling is actually, as a customer, this kind of feeling is more valuable for us. It actually touches our life, because if I want to actually consider like paying my medicine bill, for example, if I miss out, I don't have enough money to pay the $100 medicine bill or the hospital bill whenever I get the service from the hospital. In that case, if a platform is providing them also this kind of credit, like use our platform, pay through us, and pay back to us with the trenches, which is like buy now pay later, and you don't need to pay interest. This touches your life. How? Because it get connected with your emotion. Because whenever you are in the danger or you are in trouble and had some medication or medical facilities, this platform help you to actually pay your bill in the hospital. So no other banks came to you and say you that, yeah, use you don't need to worry, we will pay on behalf of you as a bank, and then you pay back to us over the time, you don't need to pay interest. None of the bank will tell you this. Only the platform like buy now pay later or the short loan credit services companies will help you in this area. So this kind of platform will touch every life if it can meet the criteria, and the merchant, the number of merchants, if the platform has more number of merchants in different categories, then it touches your life very easily, and attach you as a customer very quickly with them.
All right. I think the example that you give is really emphasizing how this is really can save many lives.
Yeah.
And I think that is very wonderful.
Thank you.
And and so regarding also the market, right? The big market will also give a bigger opportunity for fintech companies to grasp them and flourish. Is that what you're also saying?
Yeah, in bigger market you will see the bigger population, and bigger population means the bigger opportunity. But we must have to look at the infrastructure, economic infrastructure of that country, and also the internet penetration of that country. Because if there is a government which is more encouraging to help the financial companies, or encourage the financial companies to introduce these kind of services, but still the internet penetration is low in that country, then it cannot be successful right now. Maybe whenever the internet penetration will be high, then the potential will be high. So the bigger market is still the bigger opportunities, because the human resources are more high, the more smartphone adoption will be done, and more internet penetration will be done there. So yes, obviously the bigger market is very good, but if we consider the market of USA and China, because USA has more than right now is almost 370 million people, in where the China has almost 1.5 billion people, right? Both of the countries have the similar kind of penetration rate, and both of the countries have the bigger opportunities, because in USA almost there are 90% or more than 90% consumers are digitally educated, and they are adopted the internet and also the smartphones. In China, this is the bigger market, right? Yeah, 1.5 billion people, but still the market is bigger. But sometimes you will see the market valuation of these two countries startups are very close, because of this kind of parameters like internet penetration, smartphone adoption, and all, and digital literacy. So this differs, and also make the population useful or meaningful for the platform.
It is very interesting that you are also mentioning about all that. So I think it also touched the points of like some important pillars for a country, for them to be able to have this type of service. So I want to have like a kind of like a list. So maybe you can give like a list, like 1, 2, 3 list of important pillars that a country should have for pay later service to be able to grow there.
Okay, so the first thing is, if I want to actually talk about the facilitating this kind of or introducing this kind of services to facilitate the customers, at first the government can play the biggest role here, because if the government is not making it easier for the platforms or the startups to introduce this kind of services, like providing the license, the short banking license, or or working as a semi wallet, then it will be harder, right? So the regulatory factors are the first point. The regulatory factors should be more easy for the platforms to introduce this kind of services. The second thing is the internet literacy and smartphone adoption of the customers. The third thing is the population number, like the bigger population, as I mentioned, and also the fourth factor can be the economic condition of the country, because if the country is actually having the and all, if I consider the Bangladesh, then if we consider the people who are belonging from the economic class A is not more than like 15 million people. Okay, so rest of the people are belong from the other classes. So it also you have to calculate before actually understanding the market, that how many customers actually will be having or will be using my platform or using my platform. In that case, it can help to build the infrastructure, as I mentioned. Like first, the government support. The second is the internet literacy of the customers and its smartphone adoption. And three is population. And fourth, as I mentioned, the understanding of the population economic class.
That is really amazing, Mr. Kahi. And touching the number one pillar, so what type of policies that can be good examples for governments to support and balancing the growth of this type of service, as it clearly brings positive solutions to society, while the government can also protect the interests of the people.
Okay. So if I want to give an example of Bangladesh, right now, few years back, like 2-3 years back, the government was actually thinking to empower the entrepreneurs and startups. So right now, the government, our honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, she has done a fantastic job by actually taking some vision for 2021 to encourage the entrepreneurs and the country as well. So in that case, right now, the Bangladesh Bank, which is the central bank of Bangladesh, for taking the vision of our Prime Minister or considering the vision of our Prime Minister, they are actually being more flexible and introducing more introducing new regulations which can help the entrepreneurs to introduce this kind of financial services by partnering with banks, by opening their own license and all. But still, the infrastructure development in terms of financial services, digital financial services, it's been happening in Bangladesh right now. But the first part is the regulatory part should be more flexible for the platforms, like getting the semi-wallet license, not the full wallet, the P2P license, at least the semi-wallet license for the platforms so that they can operate in this kind of services very fast, like buy now, pay later, or the short-term loan. So this will be the first criteria. And then if I want to talk about the local banks, sometimes the bank partnership can help you to introduce the services very fast because they have the infrastructure and license at all. If they partner with you and empower you as a platform, then it will be more easy. So the second criteria for the first pillar will be the showing the empathy or showing the support to the local entrepreneurs by the financial institutions of the country. So these two criteria should be met for building this first pillar.
All right, and are there some socio-economic traits of people in developing countries, or even the characteristic of these states that are similar and can be used by fintech companies as important consideration if they want to offer pay later service?
Sorry, can you repeat that question?
All right. So are there some socio-economic traits of the people in developing countries, or even the characteristic of the states that are similar that can be used by the fintech companies as important consideration if they want to offer pay later service?
Okay, so if I as my understanding that you asked me that if the consumers have the similar type of behavior in different states, then if there is an opportunity, they should expand or not, right? Is that your question?
Yes, but like, what are the traits that can be like a good consideration for fintech companies who wants to have this type of service in their country?
Okay, so in terms of traits or in terms of traits, like if we want to talk about the B2C trade, if I consider about the trade, then the company should focus on the trade of the customers over the digital wallet. At first, understanding the how much the customers are actually transacting through the digital wallet. If they actually understand the trade amount of the customers through the digital wallet, then it can be easier for them to understand the market potential of buy now pay later service. Since they are already using the digital platform or digital wallet for paying to their friends and families and other purchases, then it will be easier for them to actually introduce this kind of services for them to empower the customers uh, in a better way. So this is what I feel, and what we actually see in the market. If we want to consider the customer behavior or the trade behavior.
That is a really, really good pointer, sir. And what are the most common challenges for fintech companies that wants to offer pay later service in developing countries?
Okay, so the first challenges are the government infrastructure or the government regulations, and also the internet infrastructure of that country. These two are the highest prioritized. These two actually factors should be highest prioritized as a challenges, and also need to be solved very fast to actually build up infrastructure for buy now pay later. Because if there is not internet, you are not being able to pay through the platform. So this is the very easy answer for if you ask anyone, like to actually what should be done to actually build the infrastructure. And another part is role play, a great role play by the government by actually easing the getting the license for this kind of services or bank partnerships. So these kind of challenges can be faced in any country if the country government is not responsible one, like their regulations for getting or operating the fintech services is very complex. Then this can be actually a challenge. And the second challenge is if the internet penetration and internet literacy of the customers is not high, then you will be facing lots of challenges to add up educate your customers. The customer acquisition cost will be very higher. Maybe you will be facing very loss that you did not think before actually starting that service. So these two challenges should be actually solved very in initial phase to actually introduce the buy now pay later service.
Do you have some tips that you can give to solve those challenges? Because it is a very big challenges that you just mentioned. So do you have like any tips?
So since I am not from any regulatory body, or I am not from any banks or anyone, I'm just a simple startup founder. So as I feel that this is my tip for any countries that actually wants to encourage this kind of service. As a government, the government should be startup friendly, also the business friendly, and also the understanding of the innovations, the tech innovation. If the government is understanding at first phase, all the problems will be solved very fast. Because if we see the countries that have the successful startups, successful tech innovation, all of that countries have a government which is supportive one. So the government support is the first criteria that need to be made at initial phase, at the basic phase, to actually introduce any kind of tech innovation. So this will be my tip for any actually any other country or any startup founder. They must have to look at their own government, how much supportive they are. And as a small person, as a small creature of this art, this is what I feel for introducing the buy now pay later service.
Thank you so much. That will be very helpful for a lot of people. And we're going to go to Bangladesh context right now. Are there some specific challenges that are unique to Bangladesh in context of pay later service? And would you also give some pointers on how to manage these challenges?
Okay, so as I mentioned you in earlier session, in earlier phase, that the Bangladesh right now is actually developing its startup friendly and tech innovation friendly environment, and government is encouraging. But still there is a challenge. The first challenge is still the internet penetration that we see is 59%, is more into the city based, not in the rural area. So it's more into the urban area. So the rural encouragement of the customers to use the platform or use any tech platform or tech services is right now need to be actually solved. And by doing this, we have to serve the customers with fast internet in a cheaper way, because still the Bangladesh internet purchase or internet cost is higher than some other our neighboring countries. So if these challenges can be solved by reducing the internet cost, then it will be more friendly for the customers in rural area as well to use the any kind of tech services. So this is what are the thing that are the unique challenges for Bangladesh right now. And another challenge can be like for Bangladesh is that we see that the customer loyalty. The customer loyalty is still not being very high in Bangladesh. You can see in first world countries like USA, Germany, UK. In these countries, the customers are more loyal to any platform that they use. In Bangladesh, the customers get penetrated very fast, obviously, but their loyalty rate is very low. So for increasing the loyalty, every platforms are facing some difficulties, but the good factor is the customers are moving around into different platforms. Whenever they see the best option, then they purchase from that platform. So in that case, the loyalty can be done in a better by providing a better solution or better encourage a better engagement by introducing some better engaging features or services to the customers. But it varies from platform to platform. So increasing the customer loyalty can be another challenge for the platforms.
All right. And do you see any major shift in customer behavior that you observe since pay later arrives?
In Bangladesh, since as I mentioned earlier,
Yes.
that in Bangladesh the buy now pay later is still not have been introduced. Only the short loan have been introduced by Rapid Cash and Shadhin. So the behavior of the customers, yes, the Rapid Cash is doing really fantastic job, and their customers are very recurring customers. Like they are getting loan or taking loan in every month. And I have seen from my experience, one of my friend is using Rapid Cash for last 6 months, and he has taken a loan in last 6 months in one time, at least once in every month, and paying back to that platform in time. So I understand if it helps or solve your actual problem and it touches your feeling or life, then you will be loyal. So the Rapid Cash example is a very good example to actually, if I want to relate the buy now pay later service in this question.
All right. So besides the current benefits that we can witness in this current development of pay later, how do you see the potentiality that pay later service can offer to society? Will it only be beneficial to help people economically, or will it able to be helping people in other sectors too?
In terms of if we consider the buy now pay later actually contribution in the economy, yes, it will contribute more to the economy, because as a business, if I want to actually give an example of a business and a customer, if I as a customer, I have the intuition to buy anything, but I don't have money right now. The business is missing the sale right now because I don't have the money, right? If I get the facilities, then the business owner get the sale right now instantly, and in that case the economy will be moving fast, because you the shop owner will be getting the money instantly. Okay, so in that case it helps the country economically in a visible way. It's visible. Okay, and in terms of other parts, yes, in terms of other parts, if we consider the consumer side, like it touches your life, as I mentioned. So it builds a different dynamic in your life, that you don't need to think about like any kind of short loan in emergency whenever you are actually using a buy now pay later service, and you are maintaining your credit score as a customer in that platform. So yes, this kind of the lifestyle will be improved and the economy will be improved as well. So it has the contribution in both parts.
So are there some other ways that we can possibly explore with the service besides the thing that we have now? Like, is there any other ways?
Okay, so in terms of buy now pay later, if I want to add some other futuristic thinking that how
Yes,
it
yes.
can be engaged with different parts of the services. So as we see that so far it's engaged with the businesses like the shop owners or the online e-commerce sites, but in terms of if we want to talk about the futuristic approach, it can be done in a way like if I want to pay any short loan to my friends and I want to track them, and since the service is not any cost bearing, so the short trading so the short loan companies are already providing the lender and the borrower, right? So in that case, the buy now pay later also can actually play in this area as well. And in futuristic approach, we can see like I believe that there is lots of scopes in trades, like uh, uh, if we want to talk about the B2B payment, B2B payment in terms of like bigger shipment for LCs, like you are importing something to your country or for your business, then you can actually, if a platform is working on the B2B area for buy now pay later, like so in that case this can be actually work as well. What I believe that if we do some kind of customization for the B2B services, then buy now pay later also can work for the B2B services as well, for import export area as well, because import export needs lots of licensing, lots of assurance from the banks, and also need LC to actually you need to submit your LC to the bank, and then bank actually pay on behalf of you as a credit. So the buy now pay later can actually, this kind of platform can do this easily after actually customize their service. And I believe there is a the opportunity in escrow account as well. The escrow part, like holding the money for the payer and the receiver, so the sender and the receiver, in terms of you buy anything online from a guy, but he's not reliable because you don't know him. So how the platform can work, and you told them that if I actually uh, see that your product is good, then my account will transfer all the money automatically. So I am setting the escrow service type payment for you, or I want to pay you on like on installment, like for the service like Fiverr, for freelancer.com. They have the service for paying the freelancers, right? So in that case, the freelancer are getting the money whenever their work is finished. Then the on behalf of the actually service provider and service receiver, the freelancer.com or Fiverr is actually uh, the managing the money, right, by following the escrow account. But if a service like this that comes like I want to pay you on the basis of your work schedule, what you submit right now. So in that case, this platform can be also useful. Like the fintech, the whole fintech service can be introduced and customized to actually adjust with this kind of platform.
That is very, very eye-opening, and it's just opening up like a lot of opportunities. Thank you so much for that. So, Mr. Kazi, do you have any last statement or maybe your hope for the people and the development of buy now pay later service?
Okay, so since I'm Bangladeshi and I belong from Bangladesh, I am very much hopeful about my country that if the buy now pay later service actually getting introduced in Bangladesh, then it will help the people, lots of people, millions of people in Bangladesh, because as I told you that the getting credit card is very hard in here. So it can actually help lots of people getting the short loan at the end of every month. So I believe there is an hope if the platform actually, this kind of platform get introduced very fast in Bangladesh and solve our real problem to actually meet our short money needs in every month or in our life. So and alongside this, if I want to add some additional speech for the rest of the countries in Asian countries, if I want to talk about Indonesia, as an as a country, Indonesia is very much inspiring. I have seen the lots of successful platforms like Gojek, uh, then Tokopedia. Lots of actually successful startups are belong from Indonesia. Hukukas, there is another platform which is doing really well. So the Indonesia has lots of potential, and already Indonesia has the binocular. I believe the government will be more supportive to this kind of platforms to empower the people and empower the country and help the economy to grow fast. And and obviously, I want to thank you all for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to talk about the Bangladesh and also talk about the buy now pay later service and its potential here. And yes, obviously, I'm honored to be part of this. So thank you for having me.
The pleasure and honor is ours, Mr. Mr. Kazi, we would love to ask you to say our tagline. So our tagline is Tech for ID, Technology for Indonesia, Technology for everyone.
Okay.
So if you may, yes.
Yeah. So it sounds interesting. Tech for Indonesia.
Do I have to repeat
Yeah.
the tagline?
Yeah. Tech
Alright,
for Indonesia.
Okay, so the tagline of Tech for ID is Tech for ID, Tech for Technology for Indonesia, Technology for everyone.
Okay, technology for Indonesian technology for okay. So
Thank you so much, Mr. Kazi Hasan. So everyone, thank you so much for tuning in today, and I hope you guys are already happy with our talk tonight because it has been such an enjoyable and very insightful talk tonight with Mr. Kazi Sazidul Hasan, the founder and CEO of Happy Hub Limited. Thank you so much, Mr. Kazi, for being here. It's been a pleasurable talk with you and very inspiring.
yeah, thank you. Thank you.
We wish you health, and yeah, we hope you the best, and also we pray for the best for Bangladesh and also Indonesia.
Yeah, thank you. I
All
also
right.
believe that the Indonesia will actually rise very fast.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. See you next time in other Tech Talk by Tech for ID. Bye bye.
Bye bye.